Welcome to the Community Forum. My name is John Goliatino, and I'm your host. This evening, I'm going to be interviewing someone that I actually work with as a member of my crew, and she belongs to an agency that's a friend of the show. I've been involved with the Good Friend program for a number of years in one way or another, and I think it's a very good program, and it's time to highlight that program. The Good Friend program is sponsored by Green Chimneys, which is over the border in Brewster. They were founded in 1947 by the Ross family. We're going to get into a little bit more about them later, but first let's speak with Heather. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
How you doing? Heather, could you give us a little bit of your background? You are the volunteer recruiter for the Good Friend program here in Danbury, and you come from Michigan, so
yes.
I'll leave it.
I moved here about last April, so almost a year ago, for the volunteer recruiter position with Good Friend. I graduated from Central Michigan University in 2006 with a degree in integrative public relations. I've done several internships, one with 3 radio stations in Detroit, another one with Metaldyne, who is a global supplier of car parts, and then one with the Humane Animal Treatment Society in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
So obviously you like the social service aspects more
Yes.
than you do the corporate aspects.
Yeah, I feel, you know, I went to college, I have a degree, why not use it to do some good, you know?
Right. Now tell us about the connection a little bit more, because I'm sure some people know the program but don't know the corporate parent. You know, it's a nonprofit organization.
Yes, Green Chimneys is, I believe. We became a program of Green Chimneys in 1991. Green Chimneys has a lot of programs throughout Connecticut and New York City that kind of spans all different types of social services. Green Chimneys is also very well known for their animal-assisted therapy, which they believe that, you know, if a child helps an injured animal heal, the child will heal in the process. So if you've never been to Green Chimneys, it's on a giant farm. It doesn't look like any school I've ever been to. And they have just a ton of different animals, ranging from horses, pigs, deer, owls, vultures, you know, really any animal you can think of. So
there is that theory that, you know, if a human being nurtures an animal, then they'll nurture other people, and you know, because we become so impersonal in this world, you know. So that I can see that theory. So the Green Chimney program has been good for Good Friend in supporting, you know, in supporting you in ways that you sometimes don't get in other ways, you know.
Yeah.
Now the Good Friend program has a mentoring program, right? And what does it mean to be a mentor?
To be a mentor with Good Friend is really to be there for a child who comes from a home where they have little to no contact with one or both parents. You're there to be their friend, to be a companion. You know, it's not about being an ATM, it's not about being another parent or a counselor. It's really just about being there to offer support and guidance to someone who isn't getting enough of that due to certain circumstances in their life.
Yeah, so in other words, if there's a divorce situation or just, have you ever run into parents that don't have much time for the kids and that situation exists, or is that rare? It's more of a divorced parent or a single parent?
It has to be single parent. It's a requirement for being accepted into the Good Friend program.
Yeah, I'm always trying to expand things, you know. That'd be expand the program. So it's a way of filling in for a parent, but not really. You're like a friend as opposed to trying to be a parent. And there is some parental, but very, very little. It's more of to go into the movies. What are some of the activities?
We like to focus on low to no cost activities, and a lot of our kids say, you know, the best time they've had, we call the volunteers bigs, the best time they've had with their bigs is just hanging out at the big's house, talking, maybe, you know, baking cookies, watching a movie, just really hanging out and getting that, you know, home experience.
All right, so it's like a member of the family type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Now the children, where do they come from? Do other social agencies refer them to you? Do you get them from the local churches? You know, things like that, or? We
get children through a lot of word of mouth throughout the community, and also schools, and as you said, other agencies, as well as counselors will suggest us. And right now we've actually run into, we are out recruiting children, which hasn't happened in a very long time because there's been such a long waiting list to get mentors. But we're actually...
You have more mentors now than you have children.
Kind of, yeah.
It's the other way around. Yeah, usually in the past it's been the opposite. You have more children waiting for mentors than the other way.
And so, I mean, we really do need more male mentors, so we can get the boys off the waiting list, but we're out there, you know, recruiting some kids. So
so it's the males you're looking for?
Yes. Well,
any particular age?
As long as they're over 18. They're
over 18.
Good to go.
You're not cutting off at age 70 because you're afraid somebody might fall down.
No. We actually have a couple senior mentors, and it works out great.
So over 18 is the stipulation, okay?
And you must have a driver's license.
Oh, okay.
That's
because you got pick them up or drive them or whatever.
Yeah,
I understand. Well, tell us a little bit about the matching process. How do you match people up? Is it like a case of this is a Catholic, so you got to match them with another Catholic, or nothing?
No,
nothing like that.
Once a volunteer is accepted into the program, we'll present them with a couple kids on the waiting list, and we do this usually over the phone or through an email, and we'll just tell them a little bit about the child, their name, their age, their interest, and then we'll ask the kids funny questions, like if you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? And, you know, some kids have really serious answers, and then some kids have really goofy answers, and you're just like, where did that even come from? And we feel this way, the mentor will get to see a little bit about their personality, so then they can see maybe if this is going to work out or not. Another thing is, it's not just this is the next kid on the waiting list, so they're going to get matched next. It's we really focus on who's going to work well with whom, because we make our matches to last. So once we present the children and the volunteer picks one that they think might work out, we do a pre-match meeting, and this is where the volunteer gets to meet the child's parents. It takes place at our office, and one of our staff is present, and this is just for the parent and the volunteer to get to know each other and feel out whether this is going to be something that they think can work. At the end of the meeting, we ask that both parties go home and sleep on it. The next day, if we get a call from one or both people saying, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, you know,
so it's almost like going for a job.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. You know, so you're not necessarily sitting there playing God, saying, okay, this is a shy type person, that's a shy type person. We'll put two shies together, and maybe we'll have a positive.
And volunteers also, during their interview, get to state preferences they have in a little. If they want a younger child.
In a little, that's what we call.
That's what we call the children. We call them littles.
They're the little, and the adults are the bigs.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. You have those. You have your terminologies. Okay, so you do a background check, though, and make sure there's nothing wrong with the adult, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that's state law, isn't it?
Yeah, we do a background check, and then there's an interview, and then there's a home visit where I'll actually go to the volunteer's house and meet everyone they live with, meet their pets, whoever would be interacting with the child. So
if there's somebody out there that thinks, say, there's a couple 2 streets down that could use this, then they should be rest assured that there's a background check on all the individuals considered.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, what type of support do you lend this match once you're done? Do you have like outings, some organized stuff for them until they get going on their own, or just they're on their own from the beginning, or some kind of combination thereof?
They're never on their own. We're always there. You know, if an issue arises, we always have we try to have 2 to 4 activities a month for our matches and kids on the waiting list to come to, and these can range from, we just had a movie night last night, we do sports nights, we do, you know, arts and crafts, game nights, you know, we're going ice skating in April, so really anything you can think of. And then also within the first 6 weeks, we do weekly evaluation phone calls, so in case any problems do arise, we can iron them out before they become anything bigger. Every 6 months there's an evaluation and we talk to everybody involved. There's training for the mentors throughout the length of their match. And whenever they have a question, whenever they have a concern, the 3 of us at the office are always there to help out. So volunteers should never feel like they're on their own.
All right. Now, do you have like a website or an email that they can, volunteers that are out there, hey, I'd like to get involved or get more information, maybe they'll start with the website and see a little more about you on the website, and then, you know, actually give you a telephone call or send you an email.
We do have a website, and it is www.good-friend.org. And then I have an email, and it's hmock, and that's M-O-C-K, at greenchimneys.org.
Okay, and is there a telephone number they can call?
It's 203-790-0032.
Okay, very good. Now, you were going to tell us a little bit more about an event that's coming up in about a month's time from roughly from this point where we're taping. And I guess I could say this because this conforms to Comcast rules. I'm always worried about Comcast rules. April 25th, you're going to have an event. I guess you're going to have it in New Milford.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure.
Okay.
We're having our 2nd annual fundraiser called Bowl with Friends at Laurie's Lanes in New Milford. And really what this is people come, it's a big bowling party, there's global, there's door prizes, there's a raffle, you know, there's food, and you really just come and you have a good time and you bowl. It's not about the score at all, it's really about, you know. Is it
a regular bowling ball, or are we talking something, because it's like a farm, right? No.
No.
There's a bowling alley there.
There's a bowling alley at Laurie's Lanes.
I must have missed that. Okay. I know where that is, and I missed there's a bowling alley there. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, it's a regular ball. If you want to, we even put the bumpers up for you, so you don't have to worry about getting those gutter balls like I know I always get. And it's just a really fun time. There's 2 sessions of bowling. People can make up teams of 5 people and raise money and then come to bowl. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for our title sponsor, and it's a really good time. And you know, even if you just want to check out the program, that would be a really great opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Okay. I guess last year you raised $15,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many people did you have last year?
I believe we had 36 teams of 5.
Okay.
And it's 2 sessions of bowling. This year it's from 10 to 12:30 and then 1:30 to 4. So we actually just signed up our first team today. So.
All right. Well.
It's exciting.
That's great. You know, and it sounds like a good time. So you want to repeat your website again?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's www.good-friend.org.
Okay, and the telephone number also?
203-790-0032.
Now you got 5 teams that are going to be formed, and they need to register a name, and whether it's a company, it could be a company or a person, or just a person.
a company, it can be, you know, say you're like, hey, let me get a group of 4 friends together and we can go do this. It can be a church group, it can be a youth group, it can be high school teams, you know, if you're at a school, it can be the English department versus the math department, you know, whatever way you want to do it.
That sounds good. And each participant gets a t-shirt?
Yes.
And a coupon to redeem at a snack bar and raffle tickets.
And we have a lot of good prizes. Last year, we gave out a mini DVD player, like bicycles, gift baskets, and we actually give prizes to the adult who raises the most money and an under 18 prize to the person under 18 who raises the most money. And actually a little girl last year, she was about 10 years old, and she won for the under 18 category. She raised about $200 all on her own by just going to people and asking for $2 or $1 a person, and she got it.
I guess you have a suggestion, maybe clubs like the Kiwanis Club or whatever can do a 50-50 raffle or whatever and help this effort out. Well, you know, we'll leave it to the people out there in the different groups, but there are a lot of people that belong to Rotary and Kiwanis and Lions and Tigers and the Bears.
And they could all form teams.
Right. Now, something you've noticed is that since there's been since the inauguration, a lot more people have come out because there's been a call to volunteer and get more involved in community service. And you've noticed that there's a lot more community service.
I do notice that people are more willing to, you know, volunteer their time. Not even just with our mentoring group, but you know, throughout the United States. I mean, there's been articles done, you know, that people have listened to President Obama and want to donate their time. So.
Right. Now you're looking for organizations and businesses and clubs and what have you to have you come in and speak to them, and so you can explain a little bit, like you did right here, about Good Friend and the opportunities there are in volunteering, right?
Yes.
You know, so they, again, if you want to mention your telephone number and your email this time.
Yes, it is 203-790-0032. And my email is hmock, and that's M-O-C-K, @greenchimneys.org.
Right, we have still a little bit of time left, and that is, why don't we get into the Green Chimney is the parent over in, but do you have your own local board, or is everything over from there? In other words, you have local people that are involved with the Good Friend program on a board of directors type of thing, or is that handled by Green Chimney?
That's handled by Green Chimneys.
All right. So, where does Green Chimney and or the organization, you know, the local organization, get most of it that's monies? Is it mainly raised money, or do you get funded by the United Way, or just a little bit to know that your funding, you know?
Well, we have grants. I can't speak for Green Chimneys funding because I don't know. But we have grants, you know, United Way we do, and then I think Fairfield County. And then we do a lot of fundraising, so.
So you mainly raise your own funds.
Yeah.
The hard way, but you do get United Way funding, which is good too. Right. All right, and you must spend, well, most of your time is spent on the volunteers. You know, you do have a couple other people in there that work on that, but at times you're involved with that also.
Yes. I plan a lot of the activities for the kids, too.
So in a given month, how many different events do you have? Like, is bowling like one of the big things? Because you're not sitting in a building looking at a TV screen. You're basically participating. So I would think that that's one of the big ones, right?
Bowling is a very big one.
Because then you watch the thing go in the gutter and say, you did it again, or whatever, right? And you give
pointers. Unless you have the gutters up, so.
All right, okay. Well, that's sort of like cheating, you know, right?
It's still fun.
Okay. And so what other activities do you get, you know, people more involved that way? And there's also interaction between the volunteers. You know, there's like cross Yeah, why don't you try doing that or whatever? There might be a volunteer telling the other volunteer something, right? A little bit of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. They, you know, they interact at events.
I think you mentioned pizza parties and things, right? Do you have some pizza parties and things like that, or?
We haven't had a pizza party.
Right, for a while. Okay.
Yeah, but we, you know, we have a volunteer appreciation dinner every year. We have a Thanksgiving celebration where everybody's families can just come and we all just kind of get together and hang out. You know, it's a really tight-knit group, and you know, all our volunteers are amazing, and we're always looking for more volunteers, and it's just a really great group to be a part of. You really feel like you're making a difference.
So in a given month, if it's Christmas, there might be a Christmas party, there's a Thanksgiving, there's Halloween. I'm sure you have a Halloween party. Or,
yes, we do.
Yes, okay, and that's like one of the biggies, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Right. And in summer, you might have some kind of a swimming party or something, or no, you don't go there?
No, we do. We go to Candlewood Lake. There, the Candlewood Yacht Club is nice enough to host us, so.
Oh, so it's like a boating, combination boating and swimming. Yeah.
So it's nice.
Okay. Could you maybe give us some success stories without giving us their names?
Definitely.
You know.
Every month I send out, you know, appreciation and recognition of people's match anniversary date. This month we actually have a match coming up on 8 years. They always do something special to celebrate their anniversary. The girl's probably about 15 now, but they've been together, like I said, for 8 years, and they're a really good match. We had a match that they were matched when the child was 8. They stayed together for 10 years until he was 18. And the only reason they left the program is because our program only goes till age 18, and they're still friends to this day. So I mean,
they're not formally through you, but
no.
they continued friendship after the program.
So I mean, there's just so many great matches that we have.
I don't know if we covered this, but the matches are between males and males and females and females.
Yes.
Right? You know, you keep them, you know, okay, just
Yeah.
in case there's people out there thinking, I wonder who's matched with who. Okay.
Yeah, so, and I mean, a lot of our mentors will come to us and be like, you know, I wanted to make a difference in a child's life, and I feel I've done that, but I also feel that this child has made a profound difference in my life. So, you know, you're not only changing the child's life, you're changing your own life, and that goes along with our tagline, which is mentor one child, change 2 lives.
Right. Now, how long does it take to go through the process? Let's say there's a potential volunteer out there that is going to email you tomorrow, and how long would it take after you receive your email tomorrow to go through the process? Does it take a couple of weeks? Does it take a couple of months, or could it happen all in a week?
It can't happen all in 1 week, and that's a tricky question because it depends on the situation. It can take as little as 3 weeks or as long as 2 months. We ask for references, so I'll play a lot of phone tag with references. It's how soon you can get in for your orientation and interview, how soon you get your application back to us. So.
And then you also have to talk to the potential people you're matching too. You know, you have that meeting, so it could take a while.
It could take a while, but
yeah, but it should be worth it at the end, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so the earlier you start, the faster you get on the line, so to speak. Now, is there any obligation to go for any length of time? Let's say somebody gets busy and, you know, after 6 months, I mean, you know, they've done 6 months, they can, or is it that you like people to be involved for 1 year at least?
It's at least 1 year.
Okay, that's why I'm asking that question. Yeah.
On average, our matches last about 5 years, so.
Oh, wow.
1 year sounds like a really long time, but, you know, once you're halfway through it, you're like, wow, where did the time go? I mean, you're having a lot of fun, so.
Yeah, lately 1 year is like 3 months, you know,
exactly.
three months go, no, it was a year.
Oh, I know how you feel.
Yeah, you know, the busier you are, the faster time flies, you know. Okay, again, let's, well, I think of another question since we got a couple of minutes left to go. Maybe you can mention your telephone number and your website again.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's the website is www.yachtclub.org. www.good-friend.org, and the phone number is 203-790-0032.
Right, now you were going to give me another example of somebody that went through and was successful. You told me about the 15-year-old.
Yes,
right.
There was the 15-year-old, and then there was the people that were together for 10 years. Even we just matched someone last summer, and they are like this now. The little girl, she's probably about 10, and they love each other. They get along really well. And for being 10, she loves old movies. And they watch a lot of old movies together.
What's the situation at home? Is there's one parent missing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so,
yeah,
is the mother or the father in that case?
I really can't say.
Oh, you can't get into that. Well, we're not mentioning names. Okay. All right. Okay.
So
I understand. So they're doing a number of activities with the match, and okay.
Yeah, and they love each other. So, I mean, I very rarely come across people who say that this experience wasn't worth it. Actually, I've never come across anybody who said that. So.
Okay. And so, you know, again, the process takes, it could take a month.
It could take 3 weeks. It could take 2 months. Really depends. We try and get you through as quick as possible.
And your email once again?
hmock, M-O-C-K, @greenchimneys.org.
Any summary you'd like to do? We got about 30 seconds left. They're sort of waving bye-bye, you know.
Good Friend is a great program to be involved with. It's a lot of fun. You get to act like a kid again, and I would really suggest, you know, calling up or checking out the website to find out more.
And throw that website again.
www.good-friend.org.
Your telephone.
203-790-0032.
All right. Very good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And thanks to the viewers for tuning in to Community Forum. Tune in next week, same time, same station. I'm sure we're going to have another interesting program. Good night for now, and we'll see you then.